Hey, it's Mike with Mike's Tutorials. In this video, I'm going to show you just the basics of the Mac interface. So if you're new to the Mac, if you're coming from Windows, you just want to get more comfortable using your Mac, hopefully this video will help you out a little bit. So I'm going to go over the menu bar, I'm going to go over working with Windows, and I'm going to go over the dock. This down here is the dock. Let's start there. The dock is a handy place to launch your applications and to store your often used files and folders. So let's start with applications first. That's what it's primarily used for. So on the left, or in this this row of icons here, these are all of our applications that are in our dock. And these are the ones that come with a brand new Mac. And to open an application, all you have to do is click on it. So if I want to open Safari, which is my web browser, I just click on it once and it opens up. If I want to close a window, I can click the red button, it will close. If I want to open another application, Contacts, I just click on it once, it bounces and then it opens right up. And I know it's open because I see a dot here under the icon. Any application that has a dot under it means that it is running. So if I have notes, reminders, maps, all of these applications are now open. I can just click once to switch between them. You can rearrange your dock, you can customize it. So if I wanted to say have notes all the way to the right, I could just click and drag it down there. I could move my system preferences over to the left. I could move the App Store over to the left. I can move these around however I want them. If I want to take an application off of my dock, say I never use FaceTime, you can do that. First, you got to make sure that the application is quit. So make sure that the dot is not underneath it. And if you need to quit an application, you can always go up to the name of it in the upper left and go down to quit. But I'm going to do this to FaceTime. I'm just going to click and drag this up. I need to bring it up a little bit, a couple inches, till it says remove right there. If I let go right here, it'll go back in the dock. I bring it up to where it says remove. I let go. Poof, it's gone from my dock. Well, how do I get an application back into my dock? Well, you can do that from there's two quick ways. Launchpad is probably the fastest way. If you have Launchpad in your dock, if you click on Launchpad, this shows you all of your applications, not just the ones that are in the dock, but all of them. There's some like utilities and things like that that don't come in the dock but are available. But here's FaceTime. If I wanted to bring it back, I could add it there. Say I really like playing chess. I could click and drag that down into there. And now I've got that in my dock. And if I want to get out of this, I can just kind of click anywhere. And now these are in my dock. If I want to take them out, just bring them out like that. So that's adding, that's removing things from the dock. You also, applications, you also can do the same thing with files and folders, but that happens to the right side of the dock here. There's this little separator bar here. And Apple puts a handy folder here. These are called stacks, actually. They put a handy stack for downloads. If I click on this, I will see my the things that are in my downloads folder. They kind of fan out. If you do a secondary click on this, which you can do on your trackpad if you use two fingers, if you have an Apple mouse with click on the right side, or there's always the trusty hold the control key down and click. You can change how these folders display when you click on them. So I kind of like viewing the content as a list. So it just kind of shows me my files here. I have to have more than two things. And for downloads, I like sorting by date added. You can do this, you can make this your own though. Do it however you want. More customizations for the dock are available. I'm going to quit these out, just get back to my desktop. They are available in the system preferences, dock. You can change the size. You can set magnification. So some people like to make their dock small, but have it magnify when you roll over. Kind of drives me crazy, but to each their own. You can move the dock. Some people like to have it on the left side. You can also hide the dock, automatically hide and show the dock. And then there's minor things you can do on how the title bars respond or how what happens when you minimize a window, which I'll show in a second. So that's the basics of the dock. Let's talk about the menu bar real quick. So this menu bar along the top here is persistent, meaning that it's always there. A little bit different than on Windows where the menus are attached to each window. On the Mac, the menu bar is always here. So we have on the upper left, we have the Apple menu. We have some important options here. I'll close this. There's About This Mac, which shows you the version of the operating system that you're using and your computer specs, and you can see how much of your storage is being used and what it's being used for, how much memory you have, all that stuff. You can access system preferences or the App Store, which is where you can get applications and where you can get upgrades to your Mac, upgrades to the operating system. You can see applications you've recently used. You can force quit applications that are misbehaving. Maybe I'll have another video on that later. You can sleep, restart, shut down, or log out. The Apple menu is always there. The next group here, these are the menu items for the application that you are using. So if I'm in Safari, notice this says Safari, and these items here relate to what I can do with Safari. So I can make a new window. I could close a window. I could do bookmarks. They all relate to Safari. If I want to quit an application, that is tucked under the Safari menu here. I can go to Safari. I can go to Quit Safari. It's quit now. You might think, well, I'll touch on this in a second. Over on the right-hand side, we have menu bar items. These are little handy utilities. Things like Notification Center shows you your notifications. Weather. I've got like calendar, stocks. You can hit on this new, you can add different things. You could add a calculator into here. There's Spotlight, which is search. It will search your whole Mac for files and for, it will look for like movie times. It will, you can do calculations with it. I think it even does currency conversions. 1 USD equals 0.92 euros. Pretty cool. Neat stuff you can do with Spotlight. You can switch to different user accounts with this right here. If you have more than one user account, you can check your date and time. Set this to be an analog clock. You can change the volume, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. This is for location. This pops up if an application is using your location. This icon will show up. If you don't want one of these items to appear, you can hold the command key down and drag it off. You can also hold the command key down to move the position around. So if I don't really have any Bluetooth devices, I could click and drag this off. Well, how do you get it back? Well, there's not really a launch pad for your menu bar items, but most of them, in fact, I think pretty much all of them come from the system preferences. In that case, it was Bluetooth. I could get it back right there. You cannot remove Spotlight, and you can't remove Notification Center. Those ones you're stuck with, but they're useful, so I think they're good. Finally, let's talk about working with Windows. This is the Finder, and sort of the Finder is sort of like Windows Explorer. It's where your files and folders and even your applications, where everything on your system lives. These tips relate to every window, though, whether it's an application or in the Finder. You can resize a window by grabbing it from any corner. You can close a window with the red there, and sometimes that will quit an application, sometimes it won't. This is kind of a geeky thing, but if I'm in Safari and I click on the red to close it, you notice that the dots there, Safari is still open. That's because I could have multiple windows open in Safari. I could have multiple windows open here. And so if you close the window, you wouldn't want Safari to quit. So it doesn't quit. You do have to go up to Safari and go down to Quit Safari, or there's a keyboard shortcut, Command Q will quit Safari. Some applications only have a single window though. I think contacts is one. So if I open contacts, there's not a second window I can really get in contacts. So if I do click the red, it will quit. So can't always trust the red button to quit. The yellow button is to minimize. So you see how it shrinks down into the dock and I can get it back. So it's a good way to get a window out of the way. And the green button goes full screen, which can be useful if you have a laptop, you don't have a lot of screen real estate. Click on that green button, go full screen. Pretty handy. So that's kind of the basics of using the Mac interface. I'll have more videos on how to use the Mac. If you have questions or comments, please leave them in the video. And please like the video, subscribe, do all that stuff. That really helps me out. Really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And big shout out to our 2 sponsors for this episode, Lisa Mattress. Save $75 on a premium yet affordable mattress. It's the mattress that I sleep on. It's great. Visit bit.ly/Mike Mattress. And to WP Engine, amazing WordPress web hosting. All of my websites are on WordPress, and I choose WP Engine because they are awesome for security, speed, support. Save 20% now by visiting bit.ly/Mike WP Engine. Thanks. See you around.